Khan, Salaki, Salaki. All right, and we have through the records, right, the King James Version, all right, which was authorized, right, to be translated, right, through 70 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars. Understand? It was compiled, right, and it contained all 80 books. Understand? It contained Genesis, Exodus, Revelation, okay, the holy the Apocrypha translated out of the original tongues, and with the former translations diligently compared and revised by His Majesty's special command, appointed to be read in in churches, man. Okay, and brothers and sisters, all right, you can also get this book, right? Right, you got the Holy Apocrypha, right, which many you can also, right, buy separately, man, right, because it was taken out, because it was taken out by the Protestant church. Understand? All right, so read it on, or read that again. It reads, in their attempt to eliminate all verses that could plant the seed of rebellion in the mind of slaves, about 90% of the Old Testament and 50% of the New Testament and 100% of the Apocrypha was deleted. In the Standard Protestant Bible, right, there are 1,189, right, or in the original King James Version Bible, right, there are 1,372 chapters, but the Bible given to slaves contains only 232 chapters. Absent from the Bible were all of the Psalms, which express hopes for Yahweh's delivery from oppression, and the entire book of Revelation. In the slave Bible, the book of Exodus excludes the story of the rescue of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt, which is the story that gives the biblical book its title. But the Bible includes Exodus 19 and 20, where God approves on Mount Sinai and gives law, the 10 Commandments. The slave Bible left intact. Joseph's enslavement in Egypt, it provided an example of someone who could accept his lot in life and work to the best of his abilities within those circumstances, and was rewarded for his efforts. The resulting abridged version of the Bible is titled Select Parts of the Holy Bible, selected for the use of Negro slaves in the British West India Islands. A London publishing house first published a slave Bible in 1807 on behalf of Porterius Society, man. Right, see that, man? Right, so it was so-called select parts left, man. Okay, right, such as, Joseph in Egypt, man. All right, but you know what wasn't left, man? Right, how Joseph, how he became king, man. Right, how the Lord set Joseph, right, over Egypt, man. All right, took down Pharaoh, man. Okay, gave visions of prophesied, against famine and death and destruction inside of that land to come, man. All right, it doesn't contain, right, all of the redemption, right, the riches, right, the blessing that the Lord gave Joseph, right, but the so-called narrative that well, Joseph, he was a good slave, right? He was a good boy. He worked hard. And he got the so-called crumbs, man. All right. So Salaki. All right. Right now, let's get a so-called into it, man. All right. It reads, the chart below indicates the chapters left of each book of the Protestant Bible in writing the slave Bible, man. All right. And only, right, Slocky, and only a so-called few books, right, have so-called all of their chapters, man. All right. So you got the book of Genesis, right, which in the Standard Bible, right, which we have, it has what? It has 50 chapters, man, but only in the Slave Bible 14, right? You have the book of Exodus, right, which has 40 chapters. All right, right. Again, going into, right, how the Lord, right, how the Lord, how he brought us out of slavery. Okay, how he brought us out of captivity. All right, right, how the Lord he raised us up. You know, built the tabernacle, man. All right, we had gold, you know, riches, right? The tents, right, and we had the courts fashion, man. Right, only 2 chapters, man. Right, the 19th chapter, right, where the Lord, where he put the blood and covenant upon Israel. All right, and then the 20th chapter, where the Lord gave the 10 commandments, man. Right, that's what all Jake knows, right, about the scriptures or about the Bible, right, is the so-called 10 commandments. Right, you got the 10 commandments. That's it. Right, and our people as a whole don't even know those, man. All right, right, Leviticus. Right, there's no Leviticus. All right, Leviticus has 27 chapters. Whereas 27 chapters, right, in the Slave Bible 0. Right, the book of Numbers, 36 chapters, right, has 0, huh? All right. And when you read Leviticus, man, that's our law. All right. You have the book of Leviticus, the 25th chapter. All right. Where you have the year of Jubilee, man. Right. You also have in the law in Exodus, right, the 23rd chapter, man. Right, about a still in the man. Right, you got the 21st chapter, right, the 22nd chapter, man. Okay, right, and which are laws that is dealing with slacking morality, man. Right, dealing with, right, men and their wives, man. Right, households, right, dealing with a bondmen, right, and slaves, right, and how they have to be released after that 7th year, man. Okay, right, it's like a read, it's like the year of Jubilee, man. Right, that so-called 7th year, right, it's like going into, right, the 50, right, giving the land of rest, right, how all debts, you know, how all debts that men owed, right, must be so-called slock it, right, how all debts, right, must be wiped away. Okay, the so-called white man, he didn't follow these things, man, right, because if you knew, right, that you cannot have me in bondage, right, for your so-called, you know, entire lifespan, man, and that you have to give, right, that men, right, or those women a chance or an opportunity, right, for their freedom, man, or that after a certain set time, right, that all their all of their debts, man, right, should be paid, man. Right, these things would incite riots, man. Right, these things would incite rebellions, man. Right, uproars, man. Right, because our people would know what? They would know the law. Or you have Deuteronomy, right? You got 34 chapters, right? Only 8 inside of the slave Bible. Right, Joshua, we just read Joshua, man. Right, we just read 3 chapters back to back in Joshua. Joshua 10, Joshua 11, right? Joshua 12, man. Hey, no Joshua, right, is going to be in the slave Bible, man. Hey, these Negroes cannot have a mind of war and mindset and tactic, right, to take us down, huh? Understand? All right. You got the book of Judges, right? Judges has what? 21 chapters, man. Right, 0 inside of the enslaved Bible, man. Right, Ruth, right, and Ruth, right, was also known, right, depending on the text, the latter end of Judges, man. Right, but Judges, but like Ruth, 4 chapters, 0, man. Right, you got first Samuel, man. First Samuel, right? You have 31 chapters, right? There's only 2, man. All right. You can't read about how David, right, slew the damn Philistines, man. Right? You can't read about, right, Judges, man, how Samson, right, was strengthened through the Lord, man, and killed all of the Canaanites, man. All right. You can't read about, right, how David, right, set Esau and put garrisons around it, man, and shut him up, man. Right. Hey, you can't read about, right, 2 Samuel, right, about how David had his mighty men, man. All right. Hey, First Kings, right, 22. All right. 22 chapters, right? Only 5 in the so-called slave Bible, huh? Right? 2 Kings, right? 25 chapters, right? Only 2 inside of the slave Bible, huh? First Chronicles, and I'm led to believe, right, that this is only talking about First Chronicles, right? The first chapter, man. Right? First Chronicles, there's 29 chapters, right? Only 1. Second Chronicles, 36 chapters, 0, man. Right? And First and Second Chronicles, man. That's our history, right? That's the chronicles of our lineage, man. Right? The chronicles of our kings, man. All right. Right. That's your records right there, man. All right. Ezra, right? 10 chapters. Our scribe, man. Right? Ezra, 10 chapters. All right. 0 inside of the slave Bible. Nehemiah, 13 chapters. Okay. 0 inside of the slave Bible. Esther, right? Esther, man. All right. And when you read about the book of Esther, man, okay, that's going into the time of the Persian Medes, man. All right. Right. And how actually, right, through the hand of Esther, right, our foremother, and Mordecai, right, there are people, right, raised up, man, and actually had charge and had power and had dominion, okay, inside of their own kingdom, man. All right, and we had charge, and we actually had charge, right, to put fear into overthrow our own enemies, man. Okay. All right. So this is the book of Esther, chapter 8, and verse number 15. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue, white, and with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple. And the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor, and in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day, and many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them. Huh? All right, right, and when you go into, right, those words in the Hebrew, right? Let me pull that up real fast. All right, right, to prove all things, man. All right, it's 2 different so-called words, right, in the Hebrew, man. Right, it means, right? When it said that the people became Jews, man, it means that they became Judaized, man. Okay, that they Slakia, that they had a converted to Judaism, right? Meaning that they kept the law, statutes, and commandments because they feared, right, that there are people would put them to a death, man. Right, so you have right 30, right, the Hebrew word 30:54, that the people became Jews because the fear of the Jews, Hebrew 30:64, right, because the ethnic Jews, the ethnic Israelites, right, that we have fear, and that we had so it's like and that we had charge over them, right, to prove that Hebrew word H30:54, right, going into right the Strong's info to Judaize, right, to Judaize, i.e. become Jews, right, to become a Jew in fact or in fraud, become Judaized, man, right, because you cannot become a ethnic Jew, right? You can't so-called say, right, one day, right, Esau has this thing called being a trans racial now, right? You could be a white man one day, right, and then next day you wake up and say, you know what, hey, I want to be Asian today, right? I'm gonna get Botox, right, injections, right, fillers, and I'm gonna become a trans Asian, man. Right? You got these things, going on now in the earth, man. All right, and this is H30:64, right? Again, the Strong's info, a Judite or Jew, right? And that's where you get the word Jew from, right? From being a Judite or being from the tribe or stock or kingdom of Judah, right? Or descendant of Judah, right? Simply put, a Jew, man. Right, so you can't have the book of Esther, right, going into, right, how our people put, right, the people in fear, man, right, how we raised up, right, a socket in the midst of their kingdom, man, right, had dominion, right, royal apparel, man, okay, right, stood up and overthrew the wicked counsels thereof, man, right, through prayer and fasting, all right, and made the people of that land and fear so much, that they converted into our ways, man. And you cannot have the certain rebellions thereof, man. All right, you got Job. All right, Job has what, 42 chapters. All right, only 6, man. Right, only 6. Right, again, right, Psalms 100, 150 Psalms, right, 0, man. Right, no Psalms, man. Okay, right, you can't have Psalms, right, 137, man, where the Lord told us, right, to remember, oh Lord, that the children of Edom, right, that I said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones, man. Right, you can't have, right, Psalms, right, 148, man, right, 149, man, right, where where the Lord told us, man, right, how we're gonna bind their kings in chains, man, right, and slay our enemies, man, right, and slay and destroy the men that oppress us, man. Right, you can't have the Psalms, man. Right, Psalms 78, okay. Right, Psalms 18, man. Hey, you cannot have Psalms 18, man. Right, where the Lord said, man, then did I beat them as the dust, man. Right, you can't have that, man. Right, you can't have any so-called hope. Right, you can't have any so-called faith, man. Right, anything that that can so-called uplift you. All right. Come on. So you got the book of Proverbs, right? Proverbs, right? You got 31 chapters, right? In the Holy Scriptures, right? But only 24, right? Inside of the slave Bible, right? A wise sayings. Okay. You got Ecclesiastes, right? 12 chapters, right? 12 chapters in the Holy Bible, man, right? And you actually have 100%, right? You actually have all 12 all 12 chapters inside of the slave Bible, right? Okay. All right, which is a lot of practical knowledge, man. Right, but Esau, he can't break down, right, the book of Ecclesiastes, man. All right. Song of Solomon, right, 8 chapters, right? But they're so-called 0 in the NEGRO Bible, man. Right. And when you read the Song of Solomon, right, and when you actually get into the spirit of it, man, the Song of Solomon, it's a love song, man. Right? It's a love song between the Most High and that he has for his people, man. And also vice versa, the people that they have towards their God, man. Or you cannot have, right, Song of Solomon, man. All right, Isaiah, okay, 66 chapters, man. All right, only 16 inside of the slave Bible. Right, Jeremiah, right, 52, right, so 52 chapters, right, war, judgment, prophecy, man. Right, just read, right, the Jeremiah, man. Right, 40, right, about 44 all the way right through 52, man. Right, and how the Lord has judgment and has ruin and destruction set up for every nation, man, under heaven. Right, especially Babylon, man, and how the Lord how he's going to raise us up, right, to destroy these kingdoms and nations, man. And you cannot have the book of Jeremiah, man. All right, Lamentations, right, the 5th chapter, right, going through our oppression, our affliction, man. Right, a 0, man. Right, Ezekiel, right, 48, man. Right, 48 chapters, right, in the Holy Scriptures, but 0. Right, inside the slave Bible. Right, Daniel, right, has 12 chapters, right, but only 9 inside of the slave Bible. Right, Hosea, right, 14 chapters, right, only 3 left. Okay. Right, Joel, right, 3 chapters, right, but only 2 inside of the slave Bible, man. Right, likely the removal of Joel, the 2nd chapter. Okay, right, you got Amos. Right, Amos has 9 chapters. Right, the book of Obadiah, right, which is expressly the judgment on Esau, the so-called white man. Right, Jonah, right, 4 chapters. Right, Micah, 7 chapters. Nahum, 3 chapters. Habakkuk, 3 chapters. Zephaniah, it's 3 chapters. Haggai, 2 chapters. Zechariah, 14 chapters. Malachi, 4 chapters. All these chapters are taken out, man. Right, gone. Understand? Right? And then you have the book of Matthew, man. Right, Matthew, right, the all 28 chapters are left, man. Right, Mark, all 16 chapters are taken out of Mark. Right, Luke has all 24 chapters, man. Right, St. John, right, has 21 chapters, man. Right, but only 6 left, man. Right. Okay. Right, and John, man. The book of John, right, might be the most fire gospel, man, thereof, man. All right. Acts, right? Acts has all 28 chapters, man. Right, so only so-called 5, right? So only about so-called 5 or 6 books, man, right, have all of their chapters in totality, man. Right, the book of Romans, right? Romans, right? The 16 has 16 chapters, right? Only 2 were left. right? First Corinthians, right, has 16 chapters, right? Only 5 were left. Second Corinthians, 13 chapters, only 2 were left, right? Galatians, right, has 6 chapters, right? Only 3 were left. Ephesians has 6 chapters, only 3 were left, right? Philippians has 4 chapters, only 2 were left, right? All 4, right, chapters of the book of Colossians were taken out, right? First Thessalonians, 5 chapters, only 2 were left. Second Thessalonians, 3 chapters, right? All were taken out. First Timothy has 6 chapters, right? 2 were left. Second Timothy has 4 chapters, right? 3 were 3 were left, right? Only 1 was taken out. Titus has 3 chapters, only 2 were left, right? The whole book of Philemon, all right? Hey, and a lot of brothers, man, don't read the book of Philemon, man, right? Philemon, right, which is going into, right, the bondman Onesimus, right, who ran away, and Paul on behalf, right, so like, and Paul on his behalf, right, paid, so like repaid the debt thereof, right, that was owed, huh? Okay, right, and this man was actually able, right, to be redeemed, huh? Right, and he also came into the knowledge of truth, man. Right, so you can't have the book of Philemon, man. All right, Hebrews, right, 13 chapters, right, 5, right, slocking, right, only on 5, right, were left. James had 5 chapters, okay, only 3 were left. Okay, First Peter, 5 chapters, right, and you have all of First Peter, but Second Peter, right, it's 3 chapters were taken out, right. First John, right, 5 chapters, right, 5 chapters, okay, and only 1 was left, right. All of Second John, all of Third John, Jude, and the book of Revelation were all taken out, right. Console, and you can see, right, slocking, and let's do some quick math. All right, I'm gonna do some quick math real fast. All right, 232 divided by 1372. Right, and you only have so-called a 17 slock it. So-called 17%, right, of the Bible, man. Right, and the rest of everything, man, was taken out. All right, see that, man? So slock it. Wrapping up. All right, wrapping up through the Spirit, man. All right, come. Right, Shalakia. Right, it reads, right, page 12. It reads, it was from this confusing, contradictory approach that the Slave Bible was born. The book before you is the result of the work of British clergies and Christian slave owners in the British West Indies and America, is the tool and the result of their attempts to introduce Christianity into the slave community in a fashion that kept the message of salvation while muting the message of freedom. This book is the Bible given to and read by the African slaves in the British West Indies and the United States. This is the Negro Bible, also called the Slave Bible. There are only 3 copies of this rare artifact known to exist. 2 are housed at universities in Great Britain. 1 Bible is in Washington, D.C. in a special exhibit on rare Bibles. Scholars believe the American version may have been brought back from England in the 19th century by Frisk University's famed Jubilee singers who sang spirituals to Queen Victoria during their European tour. Right, come. Right, so slocking. Right, so I see that, man. All right, and of course, right, there's more, right, history. right? There's more records, understanding, right? There's more accounts, all right, that can be gone into, right, by scholars, all right. Slack it also learned men, right, and slack it, and also, right, through the spirit sources, right, to also, right, validate, right, the information that was brought up, right, through the spirit, right, slack it. But I want to touch on a few last quick points, right, before closing out, and also, right, be able to give, right, brothers and sisters, right, time to screenshot, okay, time to pause, all right, and to actually take these notes thereof, right, before we wrap up, right, Shalaka. But there's one point, just a few points, all right, that I want to touch on right before closing out. All right, console page 15. It reads, the Old Testament was often cited by those who wish to prove slavery was biblically sanctioned by pointing out that slavery was common among the Israelites. The New Testament was largely ignored, except in the negative sense of pointing out that nowhere did Yahushua condemn slavery, although the story of Philemon, the runaway who St. Paul returned to his master, was often quoted. No chapter or verse was safe. No story was sacred enough to ward off removal or misinterpretation, man. All right. And Salaki, and I just touched on Philemon, right? Through the spirit, man. Right, where Paul, where he paid, right, where he paid to and redeemed that, he paid a debt which was owed and redeemed, right, that man, right, from his bondage, man. All right, let me get that real fast in the book of Philemon, man. Bro's got to jump at Philemon through the spirit. All right. All right. Slice it. After Titus. All right. It's the book of Philemon. It's the book of Philemon, right? Chapter 1 and verse number 10. I beseech thee for my son Onesimus, whom I have begotten in my bonds, which in time past was to thee unprofitable, but now profitable to thee and to me, whom I have sent again. Thou therefore receive him that is my own bowels, whom I would have retained with me, that in thy stead he might have ministered unto me in the bonds of the gospel. But without thy mind would I do nothing, that thy benefit should not be as it were of necessity, but willingly. For perhaps he therefore departed for a season, that thou shouldest receive him forever, not now as a servant, but above a servant, a brother beloved, specially to me, but how much more unto thee, both in flesh and in the Lord. If thou count me therefore a partner, receive him as myself. And if he hath wronged thee or owed thee aught, put that on my account. I, Paul, have written with my own hand, I will repay it, albeit I do not say to thee how thou owest unto me, even thy own self besides, man. Right, so Paul said, right, take and receive Onesimus, right, as myself, man. Right, don't treat this man, right, as a servant, right, or as a slave, man. But once this brother returns back, treat him and receive him, right, as a brother, man. Right, and you can't have a Philemon, man. Right, and you can have the book of Philemon, right, where you have Esau, right, so-called, being looked at, right, as your so-called equal, man, right, being looked at, right, as, right, so as someone, right, who so-called the same, man, right, con, right, Slocky. So there's one more point, right, Slocky, I want to touch on, all right, before we close up. Okay. All right, Slocky. Right, Slocky. I believe it's in these next paragraphs. Slocky, bear with me through the spirit. And we can also touch on, right, how a lot of our people were also, right, forced, right, to become Muslims, right, and the next, Slocky, Lord willing, the next upcoming, right, upcoming, right, monographs, archaeology, history. Okay, Slocky, also go into, right, these empires, right, chiefly the Ashanti, which was in Ghana, which the Ashanti go back to Ashan. When you read the book of Judges, the 15th chapter, right, those suburbs, right, and for those who read the book of Numbers, the 35th chapter, you know, the suburbs belong to the Levites, the priests, right. Ashan, right, was a city, okay, right, where the Levites dwelt, and you can go and see the ancient Ashanti people. They wore ephods, right, and that they also had things are known as the golden stool, right, which made of pure gold that no man is allowed to sit on, right. Certain men, they were allowed to carry it, right, which we know goes back to what, right, the Ark of the Covenant, okay, which the priest wore. Understand? Kansalaki. All right. Kansalaki. All right. So I think I want to close out page Slaki 22. All right. 22. All right. Page 22. And I'm gonna read this last paragraph. Slaki last two. It is within the education of a person that their accepted rights and rules are taught and indoctrinated and instituted by using the slave Bible as a tool of education, raised to a spiritual level. Beyond question, the indoctrination through spiritual and elementary education was enacted. The re-education, mental manipulation, or mind control of a person is best accomplished by removing all support systems of their past and submitting new ones more in line with desired goals. Keeping with this, slaves were not allowed to worship as they once did. New ways of worshiping and thinking were in order, man. All right, Con. So dealing with even the so-called, right, the so-called slave Bible, man. Right? Why would men, right, go so far out of their way, man? Right, to manipulate, to control, all right, to docile, right, this said information, man, right? If the Bible, right, isn't our book, man, right? If these scriptures, you know, isn't ours, man. All right. So it reads: the slave Bible, also called the Negro Bible, is one of the most powerful examples ever witnessed of manipulation using a controlled narrative. The fact that the Christian faith, a religion 1/3 of the world relied on to bring comfort, spiritual rest, peace, and salvation, was the narrative being controlled, makes the slave Bible the ultimate propaganda tool and the greatest lie ever told, man. So with that, Lord willing, right, and this is also found in the Washington D.C., right, museum, man. All right, so like we're gonna go to, right, show, right, how this was put together, right. Chapters were skipped, right, just jump straight, right, from the creation, right, to Genesis 30, right? It's like 40, man, right? And, where you have Joseph, right, being in bondage, being a servant, man, all right? And then from 45, right, Genesis, man. Right now, you in Exodus, right? Exodus, the 19th chapter, right? Exodus 19, 20, right? So-called 20, and then you end up in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, man. All right? Hey, and you know how this man is off, man, because he took out, right? He took out over a totality, right? In totality, over 85. Actually, really, because there's no apocrypha, man, right? Over 90% of the scriptures, man, right? In totality, right? Deuteronomy 4:2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you, man. Right? And this man, he is a hypocrite, man. Right? A hypocrite, because he deceitfully and crafty taken away from the words that was written, man. Come on, so with that, right, brother, I tell you, go by your Allah, coming back at you these precepts, and yet another cold cut. Giving, of course, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Pashma Mashak, Wamalak Yahweh Hatazadakia. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. And until the next time, I want to say, Shalom, Kwam Yashala.